Welcome, fellow plant enthusiasts. I'm Steven from Seeds Propagation Corner, and I'm excited to bring you another installment of the Foliage Files. In this series, we discover the secrets of plant life, learn how to care for and cultivate our own greenery, and explore the incredible diversity of plant species from around the globe. Today, we dive into a topic that's near and dear to many of our hearts: houseplants. These beloved green companions have become increasingly popular in recent years as people have sought to bring a bit of nature into their homes. However, as any plant owner can attest, caring for houseplants can be tricky business. Even experienced green thumbs can make mistakes, and that's why today we're going to take a closer look at 8 common houseplant mistakes you might be making without even realizing it. From overwatering and providing improper lighting to ignoring pest problems and neglecting humidity levels. We'll take a deep dive into these common houseplant care mistakes and learn how to avoid them to ensure your plants thrive and flourish. So, whether you're a seasoned green thumb or you're just starting to get your hands dirty, join me as we delve into some expert tips on houseplant care in the Foliage Files. Taking care of houseplants can be a daunting task, especially when it comes to watering them. It may seem like a no-brainer, but overwatering is the number one cause of death for houseplants. Many plant enthusiasts make the mistake of assuming that watering their plants on a set schedule is the best approach, but this can be a fatal mistake. Each plant has its own specific needs when it comes to watering, and it's essential to pay attention to the signs and adjust accordingly. One of the biggest problems with overwatering is that it can lead to root rot, a condition in which the roots of the plant are damaged and unable to absorb water and nutrients effectively. This can cause the plant to wither and die, even if it looks healthy on the surface. To avoid this, it's crucial to ensure that your plants are not sitting in water. Always empty the saucers beneath your plant pots after watering to prevent excess water from being absorbed back into the soil. Additionally, it's essential to pay attention to the specific watering needs of each plant. Some plants, such as succulents, prefer to dry out between waterings, while others, like ferns, prefer to be kept consistently moist. To avoid overwatering, check the soil moisture level regularly and only water when necessary. It's always better to underwater than to overwater, as most plants can recover from mild dehydration, but root rot is almost always fatal. So, next time you're tempted to water your houseplants on a schedule or let them sit in water, remember that each houseplant has its own specific needs when it comes to watering. By being observant and taking action accordingly, you'll be able to provide the optimal growing conditions for your plants and help them thrive. Maintaining the proper level of humidity is a critical aspect of indoor plant care that is often overlooked. Many of us are familiar with the effects of low humidity on our skin, but did you know that it can also take a toll on our beloved houseplants? This is particularly true during the winter months, when indoor heating systems can cause the humidity levels in your home to plummet. Imagine what a shock it must be for a plant that was previously thriving in an outdoor environment. As a result of this sudden shift, your plant may begin to exhibit signs of stress, such as browning leaf tips. These symptoms may seem minor at first, but if left unaddressed, they can lead to more serious problems. To avoid this, it's important to monitor the humidity levels in your home and take steps to increase them as needed. Simple solutions like placing a tray of water near your plants or investing in a humidifier can make all the difference in keeping your plants healthy and thriving. Light is one of the most essential factors for plant growth, and insufficient light is a common mistake many houseplant owners make. When plants do not receive enough light, they can become pale and sickly looking, with new growth that appears thin and spindly as it tries to reach towards the sun. You may also observe that the new leaves are smaller in size than usual. This is because plants need light to produce the energy necessary for growth and survival, and without it, they struggle to thrive. If you're noticing these symptoms in your plants, it's essential to identify the cause and take action to address your problem. One possible solution is to move the plant to a location that receives more natural light. Alternatively, you can invest in artificial grow lights, specially designed for indoor plants. Remember that different plants have different light requirements, so be sure to research your plant's specific needs to ensure that it receives the proper amount and intensity of light. By providing your plants with the right amount of light, you can help them reach their full potential and thrive in your home. It's no secret that houseplants require a certain level of care to thrive, and one of the most important factors in that care is finding the right location for your plants. While it might seem tempting to place your plant next to a source of heat like a radiator or duct, this can actually be harmful to your green companion. The heat from these sources can quickly dehydrate your plant, leading to dry, crispy leaves and an overall lack of vitality. In some cases, you may even notice that the plant begins to wilt or droop, unable to handle the harsh conditions. Of course, it's not always possible to avoid placing your plant near a heat source, but it's important to do what you can to mitigate the effects. Consider placing a tray of water nearby to increase humidity or moving the plant to a cooler location when possible. By following some simple guidelines and giving your houseplants the care they need, you can ensure that they not only survive but also flourish, adding a touch of nature and tranquility to your indoor environment. Watering your houseplants is a delicate balance. Too much water can lead to root rot and other problems, but too little can cause the soil to dry out, making it difficult for the plant to absorb nutrients. However, even if you're watering your houseplants regularly, you may still be making a common mistake that could be inhibiting their growth. One such mistake is not allowing the water to drain out of the pot. If the soil is constantly wet, it can lead to salt buildup, which can be detrimental to the health of your plants. You may not notice the buildup at first, but over time, you may start to see a whitish crust on the soil or sides of the pot. This buildup can make it difficult for the plant to absorb water and nutrients, which can stunt its growth and even lead to its death. To avoid this problem, make sure that your pots have drainage holes and that you're allowing excess water to drain away from the plant. Additionally, you may want to periodically flush the soil with water to help remove any excess salt buildup. By being mindful of your watering habits and taking steps to prevent salt buildup, you can help your houseplants thrive and grow to their full potential. Indoor pests can wreak havoc on your houseplants and cause irreparable damage if not dealt with promptly. Unlike outdoor plants, indoor plants don't have natural predators to keep pests in check, making it essential to be vigilant and proactive. Spider mites, aphids, mealybugs, and scale are some of the most common indoor plant pests, and they can multiply rapidly, covering your plant in a matter of days. It's crucial to check your plants regularly for signs of infestation, such as discolored leaves, sticky residue, or webbing. Once you identify a pest problem, take action immediately to prevent the infestation from spreading. There are various natural and chemical methods for controlling indoor pests depending on the severity of the infestation and the type of pest. Remember that prevention is always the best approach, so keep your plants healthy and clean, and avoid introducing pests by inspecting new plants before bringing them indoors. With proper care and attention, you can keep your indoor plants free from pests and thriving for years to come. When it comes to placing indoor plants, it's important to consider their environment carefully. Placing a tropical or blooming plant too close to a window with limited insulation or near a frequently open door can have a similar effect to leaving the plant outside unprotected. The temperature fluctuations and exposure to drafts can be harmful to the plant's health and growth. Tropical and blooming plants are particularly sensitive to changes in temperature, so it's essential to place them in areas with consistent temperature and protection from drafts. When choosing a spot for your indoor plant, consider the proximity to windows, doors, and heating or cooling sources. It's also essential to consider the level of insulation in your home, as poorly insulated areas can cause rapid changes in temperature. Exposure to drafts and rapid temperature changes can cause stress to your indoor plant, making it more susceptible to disease and pests. If you notice any signs of stress, such as wilting leaves or stunted growth, consider moving the plant to a more stable location. With the proper care and attention, your indoor plant can thrive and add a touch of nature to your home. As plants grow, they need more space to spread their roots and absorb nutrients from the soil. If a plant is left in a small pot for too long, its roots can become tangled and bound up, which can inhibit growth and lead to problems with watering. This phenomenon is called being pot-bound. When a plant is pot-bound, the roots start to encircle the inside of the pot, eventually wrapping around themselves and restricting growth. This can also lead to the plant drying out more quickly, as the ratio of roots to soil is too large. As the roots continue to grow and tangle, they may start to push the plant out of the pot or even crack the pot. To avoid these issues, it's important to periodically check the roots of your houseplants and repot them as needed. Signs Signs that a plant may be pot-bound include slower growth, roots emerging from the drainage holes, and difficulty retaining water. When repotting, choose a pot that is one size larger than the current pot, and use fresh potting soil to ensure that the plant has plenty of room to grow and thrive. By taking care to avoid pot-bound plants, you can help ensure that your houseplants remain healthy and vibrant. That's all, folks. I hope this video helped you identify any mistakes you may be making and gave you some helpful tips to care for your houseplants. Remember, it's never too late to correct your mistakes and give your plants the care they need to thrive. So, don't be too hard on yourself if you've made these mistakes before. Remember, we all learn through trial and error. What's important is that you've identified the mistakes and now have the knowledge and tools to correct them. With a little bit of effort and care, your plants will thank you with vibrant colors, healthy leaves, and an overall happier existence. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more awesome gardening tips and tricks. And if you really loved it and want to show some extra support, consider leaving a little something in the tip jar using the super thanks feature below. Your support helps me keep making these videos and sharing my love of plants with you all. Now I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Did you find this video helpful? Do you have any questions or tips you'd like to share? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I appreciate your feedback and love learning from my fellow plant enthusiasts. Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Keep growing and keep thriving. See you in the next video.